It's usually pretty embarrassing for a batter when they try to get out of the way of a pitch and it ends up hitting their bat for a foul ball. In the high-emotion rematch on Sunday against the Minden Millers, it happened twice. But instead of being an embarrassment, it ended up having a deeper meaning. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We start off this week's highlights in the first inning. Toby got the start on the mound for the Barflies, but couldn't find the zone. Minden's patience awarded them with 3 straight walks. Hinna, in the cleanup spot, and bases loaded, wasn't looking for a walk though. With a 2-1 count, he hit a slow grounder in the gap between short and third. Fabian was able to cut it off, but it was too deep to make a play, bringing in Minden's first run on an infield single. The Barflies were almost able to get out of the inning, allowing just 4 runs when a double play ball to second was mishandled on the exchange. Minden went on to score 4 more, leading by 8 heading into the bottom of the first. Toby led off for the Barflies with a walk. His experienced base running allowed him to get to the second after Adrian lined out to short, and on an early steal managed to get into third, with the overthrow allowing him to score the Barflies' first run. This is where the chain of events started to unravel. Kevin hit a grounder to short that took the first baseman up the line. A classic tangle and untangle collision occurred as Kevin tried to head to second on the errant throw. The tangle, though, cost him his momentum and he was put out in a 2-6-3-1 rundown. Toby continued on the mound to start the second. Although they got the first batter out on a grounder to third, 2 walks and an error brought the bases loaded with the top of the lineup due up. Coach Pete made the call to the bullpen to bring in Tim. Solid pitching got the Barflies out of the jam, only allowing 2 runs in the second. Now it was time for the Barflies to be patient at the plate. Hahn wasn't able to find the zone as he walked 7 of 8 before Hasfeld relieved him on the mound. A walk, a hit, and an error on Minden rounded out the 8-run inning by the Barflies, cutting Minden's lead all the way down to 2. But it was in this inning that saw the second controversy. This time on a steal attempt by Daniel, the shortstop was backing up the play when he made a tag attempt without the ball. Coach Pete brought this to the attention of the umpires who hadn't seen it from their angle. In the top of the third, Tim continued where he left off, retiring the first 2 batters. But a walk and some wild pitches allowed Minden to add a run to their lead. The 5th batter, though, should have been awarded a base on catcher's interference, another unfortunate event adding to the emotions of the game. In the bottom of the third, another questionable play at first base on a Barflies base runner, again with a tag being applied without the ball. After a discussion with the umpires, it was determined that the first baseman thought he had the ball in his glove when he was applying the tag. Things still appeared normal in the top of the 4th. Minden added 2 runs to their lead on an RBI from Hasfeld and another from Earhart. With 2 outs and runners on second and third, Tim threw a high ball that ricocheted off the backstop. The ball was exchanged with the umpire and the ball taken out of play. According to the rules, though, time needed to be called. Usually this is a non-event, but given the emotions leading up to this moment, it was the first indication of things getting heated. And that brings us to the bottom of the 4th. With 1 out, Kevin again hits the ball to the shortstop. In a deja vu moment, the throw pulls the first baseman up the foul line and the momentum carries him into foul territory. Kevin had to adjust inside to avoid a collision, but at that moment, the first baseman moved back inside, leading to an unfortunate collision. Although the situation was de-escalated in real time, it quickly reheated as other players got involved, leading to a warning on both teams. After this, Ilya got on base. He stole second and third and then scored on an attempt to get Daniel stealing second. Ilya scored, but Daniel was put out as he tried to get into third on the bobbled catch. This ended the inning. The Barflies prevented the Millers from scoring in the top of the 5th, which brings us to Adrian's at-bat in the bottom of the 5th. By this time, both teams had relatively calmed down, but it was a rookie mistake of leaving the bat up while ducking that really buried the controversies. Because it wasn't just the foul on what should have been a ball, but that it happened again while bringing the ball back to the ump. Adrian didn't even notice that the ball was there. And if that wasn't enough, in the very next at-bat, Sven does the exact same thing. But we can't leave the fifth without some more highlights. Mirko and Michel got things started each with a single. After a fielder's choice retired the lead runner, Patrick brought in 2 runs with a monster double. Sven hit a fly to left field, which would have ended the inning. But with Patrick running on contact and the left fielder misjudging the hit, resulting in an error, another run scored. Kevin got Sven home with a double, his 3rd against Hasfeld this year. Daniel then brought him home with a single. The inning ended with Ilya being caught, trying to sneak into 3rd on the relay home. The 5-run 5th put the Barflies up for good. Our final run came in the 6th on an RBI double from Michal. Tim continued to pitch lights out. Only 3 walks the rest of the game. He faced no more than 5 batters per inning, with only 5 pitches in the 1-2-3-6th. The defense really picked up their game too behind Tim after the errors that happened early on. Daniel shut down everything coming into right field, 1 in the 6th for the final out, and twice in the 8th for the 2nd and 3rd outs. After Michal's error in the 1st on the double play ball, he had 3 assists, including this play for the 1st out in the 6th. Tim's 10 strikeouts, 1 earned run, and 139 pitches in 7 2/3 innings allowed the Barflies to stay in the game, get the lead, and hold on for the first win of the season. With next week's game against the Paderborn Untouchables being postponed until October 10th, the next game is going to be in Rhina on September 26th.